Good morning, guys. Hopefully you are having a wonderful day. I just got down here, got showered, shaved, ready to start the day after taking Duncan over to the school. I figured out my problem. I figured out what I had to do. Well, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, I made the whole video about this projector and I completely disregarded or didn't even notice the fact that it had a VGA port right there. Why would there be a VGA port right there? Anyway, to go ahead and make a long story short, I turned the camera on, just the overhead camera, and very quickly captured the back of it again. It doesn't mesh 100%, so if you actually end up seeing the video, you'll notice it's not 100% perfect. The colors are not 100% right, the audio is a little bit different. I did what I had to do to get the video done. That's kind of the most important thing. It's not necessarily about being perfect, it's about getting the work done. I say as I'm trying to rearrange all of my microphone and everything. But because it's Monday morning, I have to get out of the house. It's right now almost 8:30 in the morning. I have to get out of here by 9 o'clock at the very, very latest. And therefore I'm under a time crunch. My upload speeds here at home are only 3 megabits per second. I think that's what it is. So I get a grand total of like 300 kilobytes per second upload. And the video is 1.4 gigabytes. If you do the math there, it ain't gonna work. I'm not gonna be able to get it up in time. So what I've gone ahead and done is I set up my iPhone as a hotspot. Very quick and easy to do. And let's see, it says 19 minutes remaining, 39%. Whenever I hooked it up, it was at 7%, and I'd been sitting here for a few minutes. So I'm uploading, I'm looking at the Mac activity monitor, 1.4 megabytes per second, now 1.2. I've seen it spike up to about 2 megabytes per second, but doing the math on that, even 1 megabyte per second would be 8 megabits per second. Getting up to almost 2 megabytes per second means 16 megabits per second up, so that's a whole lot faster than my home connection. It's just unfortunate that I don't have unlimited T-Mobile service. Makes me very tempted to occasionally pay the $70 or $80 a month or whatever to get unlimited, but I think even the unlimited plan doesn't have unlimited tethering. And I would really love to take a little bit of time and work on the pile again this morning. I think the thing I'm going to end up having to work on today is actually this router. As you can see, it's at the bottom of the pile, which means that it's been here probably the longest. And I actually got an email overnight from the company saying, hey, how's everything going? They're being very cool about it, but I want to make sure I've gone ahead and unboxed it, gotten that part on video and got it all hooked up, make sure everything works. I'm not going to switch to it 100% immediately. Basically what I want to do is get it in the same configuration as my previous router, where everything will just mesh up nicely and make the switch over to it, but keep the existing router in place just in case I have to switch back. Because I would thoroughly hate to switch over to something completely brand new and untested and then, oh wait, it didn't work 100%. I'm in trouble. So yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. I'm not gonna do it right this very second. I'm getting ready to walk out the door. I don't wanna do that, but there's a lot of things to test. That's something that I keep coming upon is I need to remember to have the fun. I've got to have fun with what I'm doing or I'm not gonna want to continue doing it. And to some extent I am still having fun doing it. I'm just putting a lot of pressure on myself, a lot of unnecessary pressure that's making it a little bit less fun. So it might be time to just take a step back and figure out how to make this more fun. Maybe that just means accepting fewer things. Maybe that means taking a look at things in a slightly less complicated way, only accepting things that don't require a huge amount of interaction. Like the stuff that requires HDMI connections, those videos generally do really well, but they're also a lot more complicated to make. And the funny thing is, as I sit down here, I notice I've got the fireworks right there in front of me. I didn't do it last night. I didn't do it the night before. I've got to find the time to actually go out there and set off just a few fireworks. And the rest of them we're gonna save for the 4th of July. I may even go back out and buy a bigger thing of fireworks just so we can have a good, fun, large 4th of July show here in the backyard, or wherever we choose to go with it. Anyway, I'm rambling on and on and on. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for work, make sure my upload finishes. Video is up just in time. I think I've got like 10 or 15 minutes left before I need to leave. So now I can get everything packed up out the door. Yeah, it's not often that I'm in the office, but wow. 40 megabytes per second. Well, that is the morning accomplished, and actually a bit of a change of plans. Normally after work I go running out of here like a bat out of hell, but my coworkers are going out to lunch and I happen to be leaving at the same time, so I have been invited along. Burgers. Oh, that was a good lunch and a good time with some coworkers I don't get to spend a lot of time with normally. Funny thing is, because I don't spend a whole lot of time with them, most of them don't know what I do, and they don't know what I do on the side. So when I sat down and I pull out a phone and a camera and another phone, the immediate response is like, what's going on here? What are all these things for? And so I explained about the YouTube channel and reviewing devices, and I think basically everybody in the group at some point said, let me know if there's any devices you want to sell. It's like, well, probably will be eventually. But as a result, it is much, much later than I would normally be heading home. No, actually, normally I head home between 10:30 and 11 a.m. It's now 1:30 in the afternoon, which means that a lot of the time that I would have had to work on day job stuff and or work on videos has been lost. And DHL has already stopped by and dropped off my OnePlus 3, so it's sitting inside the door waiting on me. So I absolutely have to rush to get home now. And I have made it home safely. Time to get everything unloaded and get back to stuff. But first, hello little OnePlus 3. And there you have it. Sort of hard to even tell it from the box, but OnePlus 3. Of course, the first thing I have to do now that I'm home, get everything set back up. The video that I put up for noon today, the one about the projector, I screwed up. Apparently, when I put my additional clip in and re-uploaded it this morning, I put the clip in twice. I put it in where it was supposed to be, and then I pasted it at the end again for some reason. So I'm gonna go in there and use just the YouTube editor and trim it off the end. It'll probably be a bit of a harsh cut, but you do what you gotta do. Sorry, weird angle, but this one was a bit of a weird surprise. USPS just showed up, and if this is what I think it is, it should make for a very, very fun video when I have the time to do it. Yes, it is. It's the BrainLink Lite. It's a headband, healthy brainwave for everyone. So it's like an EEG monitor you put on your head. I don't know at all. It says brain yoga, quantify your mind, meditate with fun. Like I said, should make for an interesting video. Oh look, everybody's home. And I forgot to mention earlier, everyone was home because Ellis he's been kind of spitting up and he had a little bit of a fever at daycare. So Christina had me go ahead and run out and pick him up early. She picked up Duncan on the way home. We actually just now finished dinner, so making it. Ellis is completely zonked out over on his little playmat over there. As soon as I got home with him, he started demanding food, so I gave him some bananas. Every single bite of them, just gobbled it down. He's been good since then. And actually, between the time of me talking about this stuff earlier and then bringing, Ellis home, I did take a little bit of time. I finally unboxed this Blue Smart suitcase. I halfway unboxed it. I pulled it out of the box. I kind of figured the unboxing experience was going to be a little bit more than what it was. The first minute of the video is going to be kind of entertaining, basically just opening this big box and pulling everything out. After that, it's I think going to be pretty standard fare. It's basically going to be, look at all the compartments. It's a suitcase, and it's got an app that you can connect to it with. We'll walk through that. We'll talk about how very nicely designed it is, because it is a very nice case. Built-in digital scale, built-in battery, loads of cool features. And the funny thing is, watching back the video as I was editing the vlog from earlier, I've definitely got to change the way I do my main channel videos. Somebody, and I think it was Ninja Wolf, no, it was Andy. Andy was saying that why not directly show the product of the box instead of just fully unboxing it? Don't make it more complicated than necessary. The content is what matters, not the perfection. And that's exactly where I'm going with this. I need to spend more time just turning on the camera and getting it done, getting the work done. Instead of it must be set up perfectly, it must have excellent lighting, it must get the stuff done. The problem with this one in particular is making sure that I have a wide enough angle lens and a camera that's kind of movable. So I may have to actually finish the video out, sync up the audio in post, but do it all using like the RX 100 so I can hold it in my hand and move it around and see everything inside of it. Just sort of explore with it. That might be the better option. Hopefully I can finish that video up sometime tonight, at least make some progress on it, because the lady from Blue Smart emailed me back again earlier as well. I also took a little bit of time, I think I forgot to mention that too, going back in the office again, and I unboxed this router. Look at this thing. This is a nifty looking little router. It looks just like a purse. It looks very much like a fashion designer purse. And it's got like, this is the one thing, the downer about it. You see, maybe you can see that, it has 4 Ethernet ports, meaning it has 1 external port, 3 internal ports. And that's gonna bug a lot of people that watch the video. For $82, I think it is, to get something that can do 802.11 AC, 1300 megabits per second Wi-Fi, simultaneously with 802.11n, 600 megabits per second, I'll give up 1 Ethernet port, because my current router, I'm spinning around a lot, but my current router, this Asus router, has 4 internal ports, 1 external, and 2 USB 2.0 ports. This has 1 USB 3 port, and like I said, 1 and 3 on the Ethernet port. So giving up a little bit, but it is significantly cheaper and much faster on the Wi-Fi side. Maybe worth it. Oops. I apparently completely forgot to turn the camera on the rest of the evening. So basically, we didn't do much of anything. Christina and I didn't even do our workout. I'm gonna go ahead and admit that right now. She wasn't feeling well. She had a pretty nasty headache, so I sat around, I got some video editing done, Actually got this Blue Smart luggage out and got it plugged up and charging. Ended up scrapping the majority of that video. I had 10 minutes of footage of it, and basically the first minute of footage, well, the first minute after editing it, was me unboxing it, just pulling it out of the package. The rest of it, the other 9 minutes, was first me fumbling around with it and fumbling over words, and second, me fumbling around trying to actually, you know, get it into a place where I could show things off. So what I'm going to end up doing, probably, is either taking the RX 100 or the main camera, the Lumix G7, with that kit lens on it, putting it on the GorillaPod with a microphone, and talking about what I'm seeing as I'm walking around looking at it. And actually what I might do is just leave the camera there, the G7 there, put the case right here and open it up, and use the RX 100 and move around it. So instead of having the overhead camera and doing the 2-camera setup, I'll have the moving, you know, run and gun type camera. But you know what, rather than standing around blathering, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up there for today. Lots and lots of stuff to do. And I think I may actually take a little bit of time and go ahead and unbox the OnePlus 3 because it's sitting there taunting me. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for spending the day with me and the family. We'll see you again tomorrow.